Hi guys, it's about 10 to 1. Sorry, I'm eating my cookie. So it's about 10 to 1. Today it's Pride Day in Lincoln, but I can't go because my parents, well, I can't go. Nothing's physically stopping me. But my parents are coming up today, and I got a text message this morning from them at about 7 o'clock in the morning saying, "Lewis, can you do these for me, please?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll do them." Because I always do stuff for them, of course, right? So I woke up probably about 8:30 and got showered and got stuff and like that and whatnot. And I, obviously, day before, I was speaking to my dad and I was like, "Well, what time are you coming over? Because I'd like to know so that I can plan for things, right?" And they said they'll come in the afternoon. Obviously, food was spoken about, so they wanted me to cook from and whatnot. I told them, no, I'm not doing that. So then we arranged to go out for a meal. And yeah, so that was arranged yesterday, that we said that we were going to go out. So anyway, this morning I got the text message from my mum saying like, "Can you do this for me, please?" I was like, yeah, I'll do that, okay, don't worry. And then it got to probably about 11 o'clock. And there's like, for example, this here, I really want to frame it. It says good vibes only. And there's some stuff which I want to put up here, more stuff. And obviously there's a mirror which is got a fault on it. It's like got like a scratch or something, which needs to go back to the shops. And I wanted to get all this sorted out before my parents came, so that they saw the house and it was like pretty sorted. Anyway, so I sent them a text message saying like, "What time are you coming over? Are you gonna be here shortly?" It's like 11 o'clock-ish. So what time are you gonna be here? So I got a text message back, I'm assuming from Mum, because my mum's always like this. She says, "We're not coming over until you email us the stuff that we've asked you to do." And I turned around and said, well, if you're waiting for that, then then you're gonna be waiting for quite a while for it, because it's not gonna happen right now. Because I've got other things to do, and which is true, I have, and like, even if I weren't taking things back, I've still got work to do at the end of the day. And so then within that, I was like, oh, well, they can fuck off. And so I drove over to Wilko's, and I forgot that Pride was happening outside City Square. So I couldn't I couldn't drop off all the stuff that drop off the mirror, outside Wilko's. And because I wasn't going to be walking through the city centre with a mirror and stuff like that, right? So I drove there, and obviously the Pride was on. So I couldn't park anywhere near there, and the guy was like, "Park opposite there," and I was like, no. So I ended up not going to Wilko's and just driving around the city centre for fun of it. And I drove back here, and then I spoke to my friend, who I call her my foster mum. She's not my foster mum, but I spoke to her like, and I said, "This is out of order. Like, my mum and dad are like bribing me. Just that the only reason they think that I want to see them. I couldn't really care if I see them or not. The only reason they're coming over is for the only reason. No, what is this? Basically, they want me to do the stuff without them. If I don't do the stuff, obviously I'm not going to see them. I couldn't care less if I see them or not. I really couldn't. So I sent my text message and I spoke to obviously Lynn about this, and she went, "Well, there's no change there, Lewis. Your parents are exactly the same." Because I don't really ask my parents for much, and I really don't. I really, honestly, to God, don't. So around just the summer that's just gone, I had an operation, a big operation. I say a big operation, it was a big operation, but it was something very personal, and obviously I needed to be accompanied by a guardian over 18 years old to ensure that I didn't go into a state of shock, and I bled really badly. I needed to wear clot socks and stuff like that. And I asked my parents, well actually I didn't ask my parents, I asked everybody but my parents at the time, and to ensure that I could get there safely, and everybody was busy. But not one person asked me what I was going into hospital for, which I was really that's what I didn't want people to know why I was going to hospital, because I'm perfectly fine, perfectly healthy and fit and stuff like that, so they didn't need to know. They just need to know I went to hospital. That I needed to be going to hospital. I needed supervision when I left the hospital for about a week it was. So because everyone else was busy, like my grandma, my granddad and my auntie, my best friend, and my other best friend, she can't drive, so she wasn't even able to help, but she said she would love to have, like, obviously helped me. So I asked various friends and family, and obviously they were all busy, so then I was like, well, I'm going to have to ask my mum and dad. So I asked them, and a whole argument happened, and all I asked them to do was, can you take me to the hospital, please? And they didn't. They ended up not even taking me to hospital. I had to ask someone that I don't even really know, and even like my experience when I actually came out of hospital was quite bad, and they were quite selfish. They were quite selfish because like they were only thinking about themselves. So, for example, they said that they wanted to look after, not look after a friend, but basically one of their friends had broken up with their boyfriend, and they'd broken up with their boyfriend. So obviously they went over to see them, and I obviously tagged along. And they just completely ignored their friend, like it was me giving the advice. Well, anyway, I had a major operation that day I did, and I didn't finish my op until went in there at like 7 o'clock in the morning. I came out probably about, what time was that? I want to say about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I left. I was a day patient, and I was very delicate because the operation where it was happening was very delicate. Right, I'll say it's private. Right. Anyway, so what happened was obviously I was very tired and I was very like dosed up, I suppose, and we didn't end up leaving their house till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was absolutely knackered, and I was just absolutely fuming the fact that they thought that was acceptable. So I actually didn't end up getting 24 hours assistance, and if the BMI healthcare was to ever hear about this, they'd probably shoot me and tell me that I've done something wrong, because I clearly have done something wrong, because I wasn't staying with somebody who thought that it was acceptable that someone who's been in hospital and had an operation, that it was acceptable to stay out till about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I ended up going home. I say go home, I actually didn't go home. I had basically I asked the university to help me out, and I stayed in the courts, which is the Student University Accommodation Centre, and I stayed there for 2 weeks, and I was just looking after myself for 2 weeks, and no one else knew about my operation and stuff like that. So, but this would have all been like no one else knows about this story, so you're the only people that I've actually spoken to about this. I think maybe Chloe knows, because she's one of my best friends, and Jade, obviously, she knows. But I mean, like, this is going viral, I suppose. But what I'm saying is if my mum and dad had, like, literally just said, okay, yeah, well, you don't ever go to a hospital. A hospital is an unusual thing. Like, we need to make an exception. Whereas then we're more like, well, what are you going to hospital for? And, like, the accusations, which my mum accused me of, like, she said, saying like completely out of context, and she thought I was going in there for something much more. I want to say it, I really do, but it's personal as well. But if my mum wasn't in that attitude, then I'd have gone like any other normal student and parent relationship, I suppose. So yeah, now I'm really pissed off with my parents, and if they're coming over, then I really don't want to see them that long. And the fact is that they need me more than what I need them. And it's quite harsh as well, because like I'm obviously now saying, well, if you don't bother if you're not coming over, if you're only coming over for this thing. The music's really loud now. So yeah, that's my parents. My relationship with my parents. I don't really have a good relationship with them, and I wouldn't want anyone to have the relationship that I've got with them. So with their parents anyway. So just always think there's someone worse off than you. I know. It is now 10 minutes, so I'm assuming it's 1 o'clock. I'm gonna eat my cookie and finish my cup of tea and do some work, I suppose. I suppose I better do the stuff that Mum wants me to do, or else I won't see her. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I wish I was at Pride. It would be much better. And it's sunny in Lincoln as well. I got shorts on. Oh honey, you don't have to do that. Right, I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye.